Hello, and welcome to Jewish American Priestess Reads the Hebrunes. I'm going to do a reading for you today with the 7 Hebrew spread, the 6 points of the Mogen David, and with the center representing the 6 directions and inside each of us. So I'm going to get started here by just pulling out one of our. And what do we got? Ayin. Ayin is the letter that is coming down from above. Next, we're going to pull one that is what is known about our situation. We have the Tet. And this is what is unseen about the situation. Good. Next is what's coming up from the root. What's the root cause of our situation right now? We have, this is the Paleo Hebrew of the letter Samech. And up in the upper left corner, we're going to have the position of what is it we need to release right now. And we've got the letter Resh. And up in the upper right point of the star, we are going to have what is it we're calling in, what is their advice? And I have the letter Kaf. So here is our 6-point spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to have one rune in the center, which will be our outcome. And for that we have the Vav. Okay. All right. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see what it's speaking to today. So coming down from the top, we have the letter Ayin. And Ayin represents the eye in the body, and also the eye of the divine that is on each of us as we sit every day. The letter Ayin is represents the number 70. 70, which is the fulfillment of the number 7. The number 7 being the number of days of creation. So this letter Ayin speaks to the divine watching over us. It has to do with the completion of the cycle of creation, which is 10 times 7. There are many cycles of 70 in the Torah. There's 70 descendants of Noach, the 70 souls that go down to Egypt, the 70 elders with Moshe in the desert, and then later the 70 seats of the Sanhedrin. Ayin also is in the Sefer Yetzirah talks to the foundation of laughter. So when somebody's laughing, maybe laughing with their eyes. So we have that coming down from above right now, this idea of vision and laughter. The lower right here, we have the letter Tet. And that is what is known about our situation right now. And Tet is a letter that represents a sort of vessel, and it is the number 9. So it's sort of a cup. It's got a sort of cupped look to it. You can see there's a little opening at the top. It also represents a womb, so some kind of gestation going on, 9 being the number of months of gestation for a human child. But it also is talking about how each of us in the course of the year, but in the course of the high holidays, when we come back around to Rosh Hashanah, we get to be reborn at this time of the year. As we come into summer, we've got this fullness of time, and then come Rosh Hashanah, we get to be reborn. And this is this womb for us. So renewal. Over here we have the Yud. The Yud is the smallest of all the letters. It is the number 10 in numbers. It is the representation of the Yad, which is the hand. But it is also the first letter of the name of the divine in the Yud He Vav He. And it is a very small letter. It's the smallest of all the letters, and yet it holds so much because it is this small point out of which the entire universe is born or created. So it's a manifestation, 10 being that manifestation. Anything times 10 is the ultimate manifestation of it. So this is 10 times 1, 1 being echad, the oneness of the divine. So what's unseen in our situation is that one point of divinity. Also in the Sefer Yetzirah, the Yud is represented by sexuality. So we've got laughter, we've got renewal, and we've got sexuality for one thing, or that one point of the divine. On the bottom we have Samech. Now Samech is a circle, and the circle is also the number 60. So there are 60 minutes in a circle, there are 60 minutes in an hour, there are 60 seconds in a minute, in an hour rather, 60 seconds in a minute. And 60's got this circular cyclical thing, so it's a cycle of life, the seasons. So what's coming up as a root here is our cycle of seasons. It is that which comes around, and all things coming around together. Interesting, when I pulled it out, you saw the Paleo version, which on the back is the very, very ancient way of writing the letter Samech, and it is represented by a thorn. So it's a very different, but it's got a little thorn on top, I guess. It's a thorn, and the thorn is an agitation, and agitation is the foundation of the letter Samech in the Sefer Yetzirah. So something that is thorn-like, so maybe protects, but also can be thorny in terms of wounding. So this cycle, this circle, is what's the root of our situation right now. In the upper left, we have the letter Resh. Resh, which represents a head. There's a picture of a head from the Paleo version of Resh. Rosh is the Hebrew word for head. And it does talk about Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year. Rosh Chodesh, the head of the month. So it's that thing that leads. And Resh is, it's like the thing that we're letting go. This is in the position of what we're letting go. Maybe we're letting go of like thoughts about the things in our head, the things that are not of the spirit, things that are not emotional, those thoughts that come through. In the Sefer Yetzirah, the foundation is seed, but it's also barrenness, and that's interesting that it comes across from this idea of gestation. So we're supposed to release maybe the negative aspect of Resh, which is barrenness, to let go of, the barrenness that maybe we're thinking on too much. And then up here in the right corner, we have the letter Kaf. Kaf is supposed to represent the palm of a hand. And it comes to remind us of being receptive. And this is the position of what we're calling in, that receptiveness. But it can also mean to suppress. It's whatever a palm does, it either receives or it pushes down. It is one of the double letters in the book of creation. It represents wealth and poverty, so in this case I'm guessing we'll call in wealth. It can also speak to pain and sorrow, or being disheartened or ashamed. I'm going to look at the back and see what yeah. So this is the paleo version of it. So kaf is, or chaf is the palm of the hand, the receiving of something, the receiving of wealth. And that's what we're going to call in today. And then in the center, what's holding this whole reading together is the letter Vav. And the letter Vav is a straight line up and down. It represents a person standing, but it also represents the connection between what's above and what is below. So the connection between seeing and laughter and cycles. The connection between the divine and the human. The letter Vav means and, so in Hebrew. And so the first time that it is used in the Torah, it is in that phrase that says heaven and earth. It is the number 6, so it is the 6th day when creation was finished, right before Shabbat. And it is the letter that is between the two Heys in God's name. So you have Yud, and then Hey, and then Vav, and then Hey. It is connected to the gallbladder in the body. And it is also like a spine, because it's an upright person standing, and it's also like a taproot. It connects earth and sky, as I said. And in the ancient, you can see on the back, it shows this. This is the picture of a peg or a hook. And it was the pegs or hooks in the Mishkan that were built to hold the veil and to hold the curtains around the edge of the tabernacle. And so it can be a tent peg or a hook that holds things together just the same way as it connects heaven and earth. And that is our center point today. So as we stay today, we have vision coming down from heaven. We have what is known, which is something is gestating right now. Something is getting ready to be born. We have the unseen, which is this small point, which will become something very large, having to do with divinity. Coming up from the root, we have Samach, which is the circle of life, the wheel of turning that happens. We're going to release this idea of thought patterns that are holding us down, and barrenness, the opposite of this womb. And we're going to call in wealth. We're going to call in receiving. And the big picture all comes together is the connectedness between us and the divine. And that is our reading for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the reading, please like it and also subscribe. I'll see you next time.